Magic Unicorn of Onpassive, 17th of June. Hey, don't forget, please subscribe, ring that bell, and give us a thumbs up. And by the way, we're going to start doing some more shine the light on others. Why? Because that's what we do. Because you should be known all over the world. Because you're special. Anyway, thank you. See you inside. Almost didn't get all that out. Anyway, hello everybody. Like the unicorn said, it's the 17th of June. We're halfway through the year already. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like we're in a good space. I'm so happy to be here, meeting everybody. I've chatted. I went to different webinars this past week, and I'm so glad I did. I'm going to keep doing it because I'm meeting more and more people that I think have something to offer on passive. You know, and like I said, sometimes you see a gift in somebody that maybe they don't even see. It's true. Like you look at somebody, you hear them, and you go, "Wow, they could do so much more for many people." And the only way that you can have that, and I mean this for everybody, is when you stop focusing so much on yourself. Yeah, you need to love yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You need to have respect for yourself. You need that, obviously. In fact, if you don't have that, you can't help anyone because you don't have enough confidence in yourself. And I want everybody to know, they say, well, I couldn't do that, and I can't do that. Like, oh my God, I'd never do that. Listen, I wasn't real comfortable coming on and talking to people on live. There's many things I could have thought of I'd rather do, but as time went on, I forced myself to do something I don't feel comfortable doing. And if you do it enough, now it's nothing for me to do it. And everybody has that. I mean it. And stuff that you think people don't care about, yeah, I might be good at this, but nobody else is going to care. That's not true. I doubt very much if you can name anything that millions of people don't have the same thought as you do. Well, nobody's going to like this or that. That's not true. So right now, I really want people to think about what maybe what cause you want to do, like helping people. Remember, Onpassive was not set up to be a Band-Aid. Hey, let me go patch this problem. That was never said by Mr. Mufareh. He wants to go fix the problem. And if we all go fix the problem, it's going to change the world. Yeah, you can give money, you can collect money and give it to somebody, and they do stuff with it, and it's a little better, but it's temporary. If you don't tell them how they can do the same thing for themselves, they're never gonna prosper. Otherwise, you're putting a Band-Aid on it. There's a difference between natural disaster where you put money in and you're saving lives. You're giving them food. You're trying to give them shelter. That's totally different. Yeah, that happens. We should all pump the money in and get these people back to normal as quickly as we can. That's different. But people in the street, Chris went around and looked at people in the street, went under bridges, no joke. And there's many reasons that they're there. Really, some of it is no control over themselves. Some of it was mental. Some of it was alcoholism. Some of it was drug addiction. So you have to heal that or find a way to help them heal that. And then you have to give them the building blocks to get back into their life where they feel, because some people lose hope. They're in the street and they say, look, I don't have anybody, look, I don't have any responsibility. But the point is, it's only because they feel hopeless. And I believe Onpassive is building hope in people. If you give hope, you give them a way to do it. You give them the materials, either mentally or digitally or whatever, and they feel confidence. They're going to go on their own. And that's the part of, I remember, Chris was doing the So Blessed every week. and we hear all the stuff and what we're going to do and what we're going to do. But in reality, I started to think, and I know Chris did too, we got to wait and see what is the scope of this. It's not because I started myself. Now I'm not talking for Chris. I started to think that we're going to make people feel better. No, we're not. We are, but what you're really going to do is make them live better, because nobody's going to feel great until they believe they had something to do with their life changing. If you do stuff for people, it's never quite there, right? It's never, well, once again, it wasn't me. I got help. But there's nothing wrong with lending a hand, getting them on their feet. Maybe you got to put money out at first, but then giving them, hey, we're going to go here. You're going to get fixed up. You're going to talk to a psychiatrist, whatever you're going to do. And then here's how you're going to build something for you and your family. That to me is beautiful, because then you're repairing something. You're just not temporary. It's a mistake. Temporary doesn't work. But don't confuse the two from like a natural disaster, or one of our brothers and sisters lose a home from some storm, and we all say, "Oh, we got to help Fred. This happened." News travels fast and Onpassive. You say, "Oh, well, let's go help them." And a few bucks from a million people is a lot of money, and you could probably fix it very, very quick. And that's pretty cool. That's powerful. But we also want to heal, not band-aid, but actually heal people's problems. And that's a lot more involved than we think. It's a lot more involved than we think. People think, I know I'm one of them. That guy's in the street. All I got to do is give him a couple $100, put him in a motel, and he'll be fine. No, he's going to run out of the $200 and he's going back to the street. He doesn't know. He needs more than that. He needs the tools and to believe in himself again, or herself, and then do that and get them to the point where they become positive and they believe in themselves again, in a way out, and let them loose. Don't tear it up. Most people, it would work fine. So it's a lot more complicated, I believe, than people think. Also, I've always said, when you think about, I'm going to go help people, homeless people, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. There's a lot of people doing that right now. And the sad thing is, the people that seem to give the most, in most cases, have the least to give. That's powerful to me. We know that 28, 30 million, $30 billion, nobody'd be hungry. Nobody'd be without water in like a $4 trillion planet. What? Are you kidding me? We can't do it. We don't want to do it. Anytime you have a charity run by a CEO that makes millions a year, does he really want to fix it? What happens when he fixes it? He didn't have a job. That's what I'm saying. The money should be like when Onpassive said, when Ask said, we're not going to collect any money on any Onpassive project. That's powerful. That means it's all going to the cause. It's not a business. Onpassive isn't a business of generating income. It's a business of healing people and getting them back on their feet. That's pretty powerful. And I love that. Did I know that at first? No. I mean, we learned a lot. And that was all in Ash's head. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's okay, but don't keep doing it. Because sometimes when you give, whatever it is, you help put up a building, or maybe you help put a bridge up, whatever it is, because that was done that way, that hand keeps coming out for, well, I got the bridge done, I need a road, and I got this done, and I'd like to, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes. But what have you really done? Because there's no end to that. There's no end to that type of giving. What you really want to do is say, here this is, here's what you can do. You can build a business, do this, you can create your own income. You get them on their feet, obviously. That might be money up initially up front. But after you do that, man, you set them free. Because you can give hope back in somebody's heart and mind. They'll be on fire. They just need the belief again. They were beat down mentally, and internally, and they just don't believe they can do it, or they got so wrapped up in drugs. And I know people say, well, they're stupid for getting into drugs. I would never do that. Be careful what you say. I know people that got into drugs because they got hurt and they bought drug painkillers to get out of it, and the painkillers took over their whole life, their whole life. And the thing about those painkillers, you need more and more to feel the same way you did. And then what happens? I'm getting off of those. I'm getting off of those. They get off for a month or 2 months, and then they fall off the wagon and they go back to the same dose that they had when they got off, and it kills them. It's an OD. Why is it an OD? For them to get to that level, they gradually build up to it. You're off 2 or 3 months and you take that level again when you come back. That's why people OD. My daughter's boyfriend, great kid. We let him live with us for a while. Great kid. And he had a drug problem, alcohol and drug. His dad hung himself while he was drunk. He blacked out and hung himself. You can't go back and say, "Oh, never mind," right? He's gone. Well, he went home. He was staying with us, and I couldn't get him to stop doing the drugs and all that. I wanted to help him, but I didn't know. I was ignorant. I didn't know what to do. He went home and he got off drugs. We were all happy. We got off for months. One night they found him dead. He went back, went to the same dose he always did. What he did when he stopped, body wasn't used to it. The OD killed him, and that's what happens to people too. My daughter, for one, we have her children here. She hurt her back lifting people up and putting them in a bed. She worked for Masonic Home, old people, and she got on painkillers. And then the painkillers took over her body. It just took her over. First, she needed them, and then she got, well, that feels good. I don't have any pain. And then she took them too long. The doctor let her take them too long. Then she needed more and more and more and more. And to get to that same level of feeling, she had to add to it. So she added more. She added different drugs. Next thing you know, you're in a spiral of craziness. So that's the kind of things you got to get people out of. And there's ways to do it. You might set up clinic, you might set up something where it works on this, and the whole body, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I know whatever the concept Ash has, and that's not super clear yet. That's why Chris kind of cut back on the Oblast, because he needs, and everybody needs, what is the goal? What are we really doing? And I know Ash wants to fix, not patch. He doesn't want patchwork. So anyway, so going back to people and what they have to offer, and this is true. I heard somebody say it to me when I was younger. I said, "You don't know what I can do and what I can't do." And reality was, yes, they do. You do something, you say something, you act a certain way, and people go, "Hey, you'd be really good at this." And you're going, "Oh, I don't think so." Then you try it, you feel good about it. So that's what we can all do. And by the way, I want everybody that I've met, different groups, keep in mind, we're going to start doing recording lives with different people, myself and Chris, and then we'll put it on YouTube and play it live. Why? Because I think more people, it's easier for people to come into OConnect. Plus, I want to really show off OConnect, really, all the stuff we have and all that. And then we can post it. So please be ready, because we're going to be looking for you. And we're going to start doing it as soon as we can. And the time will be 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay. So wrap your head around that. I know that would be India, Bangladesh, probably 10 and a half hours, whatever that is, 7, 8 o'clock at night. That's not bad. Everybody should be home for work or whatever. So Anyway, that's our plan. So keep your eyes open and ears. And if you're interested and you've got enough courage, which you should need that, contact Chris or myself. Say, I'd like to be on that panel one day. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we're mainly focusing on people that have never had the light shined on them. They're part of a group. They're part of other groups, and you just never see them out in the open. That's what we want. And I've met some the last few weeks. I'm like, holy cow. Africa. I met people in French-speaking Africa. I mean, everywhere. Bangladesh. So be ready for that, okay? Because that would be a lot of fun for me because I want to change in the phase of, yeah, we're going to educate on the products, yes, but they're pretty self-explanatory, right? If we get one, we'll highlight it and talk about it, no doubt. But we're going to work. I believe Chris is with me 100%. We're going to work with people. We want to do people, and see what we can squeeze out of all of you to show everybody else how great you are. Anyway, I've been 16 minutes. I had a great Father's Day. Thanks. Everybody wished me happy Father's Day. And that was great. And I hope everybody else did too. I'll turn it over to Chris and then we'll do some shout outs. We have over 400 people. Thank you very much. I believe Ash has been kind of quiet, which is usually means boom, something's coming, but that's good. And we are going to have 360 this week. I'll say that for the next couple of days. It will be at noon on Wednesday, as far as I know. And just keep that in mind. But we want to start shining the light on others. Chris has a lot going on in his life. So we play it by ear, what we can and can't do. But being able to tape it with OConnect, I believe will give all of you, Bangladesh, India, Africa, easier to get on, because what we use is restreaming. It wasn't so easy. And I think it was a restream problem. Anyway, let me turn it over to Chris. Love you all. And let me start popping up some of your messages. Say something cool and I'll post it. Anyway, go ahead.
Good morning, my brother Marty. I love you. God bless you and your family, and to everyone out there. And said a lot of things, man, that I could touch on. And one of my favorite saying is something is better than doing nothing. And you know how when you go on the other social media and it says what's on your mind, and I thought there was weird things I thought about today. This time of year, there's graduations going on everywhere. And by the way, Red's coming on 11 because I don't want to forget. Fun Day Monday with Jane. And then Julie and Michael will not have a conversation today. They are traveling with their kids for sports. I wanted to plug because I forget sometimes. So here's what I thought about. I woke up and I jumped on my Facebook, and there's a lot of kids that are graduating right now. I mean, a lot of them. And I did some research a couple of years on how many kids graduate for engineering, and it's like 100,000 a month worldwide that kids are graduating with an engineering degree. And I'm thinking, education is a great thing. I'm never going to knock education. I'm thinking, man, 100,000 a month. We got a lot of engineers in this world. Do we have enough jobs for them all? And I kind of thought about it. I put it in perspective. You graduate from college, you have major bills to pay when you graduate, unless you had parents that worked their brains off to make sure that everything was free. But they come out of college with 15 years of debt to pay off that college. It's really crazy when you think about it. I know people my age that are still trying to pay off their school debt for their education, which that's what they chose to do. And I'm thinking, when I graduated, I didn't have a mindset I do now. Oh, I'm free. I'm going to go live my life. Man, I'm going to travel. I'm going to go party and have fun. And it didn't turn out that way. What happens? You graduate from college. Some kids, which is one of my best friends, get very, very lucky and we're at the right place in the right time and get a phenomenal job. He's now one of the youngest VPs at Marathon Oil, and he's got a pretty good life. Most kids end up going to a small shop for engineering, and they might pay him $35,000, $40,000 a year, which to some people might be a lot. But when they got $150,000 worth of debt, it doesn't seem that way. And I'm thinking, and this is my brain thinking this morning, is I don't want anyone to have to go through what I did or Marty or anyone else out there. We know we worked, me, well over 40 years of my life, one company, 32 years. And I'm thinking, I don't want these kids to have to go through struggles. I don't want them to have to think about, we're getting married, and then they save up a year to 2 years and they get married and they buy a house and then they got nothing, literally nothing. And now they're in a struggle mode. This is the truth. It's what I'm thinking, what I know. And when I got married, one time I only got married. I paid for my wedding. I paid for my house. Went on a honeymoon, came home. I didn't have any furniture. I bought 2 brand new vehicles. And then the struggle was on. I owe, off to work I go. And I'm thinking, man, I don't want kids to struggle at all. When they come out of college, which is an awesome thing, I wish they could just go into living their lives and debt-free, but that's really not the truth of the matter. And I know a lot of parents who work 10, 15 years afterwards to help their kids pay for all that college fee, that's a family thing. It's okay, but do we really? I don't want to see anyone do that. And then I think about Onpassive. Onpassive is giving an opportunity to go out and live your life. Man, when kids get married at 20, 23, 24 years old, I believe they should be going on an adventure. Before the kids start coming, get out there and see the world. But the truth is, they can't. If you have a kid that good for you. But with Onpassive, everything out there just makes sense to me. Able to change someone's life, able to say, look, you graduated from college, you go out and get yourself a home, you fall in love, you get married, you have kids. And again, there comes the struggles again. Everything in life was almost made for a struggle, if you think about it. And me, I want to be able to change young kids' lives that are doing all that, no matter who they are, so they don't have a struggle. Every one of us have some kind of struggle in our lives. Man, I got all kind of things going on right now. So I'm asking for prayers for not just me, but for everyone. And I think about just my struggles, and I think about everyone else's struggles, because that's what's on my brain all the time. What can I do to help? How can I fix? How do I get involved? And then I think about Onpassive. Onpassive is, what can I do to help? Education. Things that we all have that's on the internet now, but less prices. I mean, when O Academy gets here, there's going to be a lot of kids that never had the opportunity to go to school to do it online. O Staff, listen, I don't care who you are or what you say. Every business, every family is going to need O Staff. As far as organization, it's all right there. Have we seen the new one yet? No, but the old one I really love, just to see that. And he said they upped it up and improved it. And one of the things that I see about Onpassive is it does take the struggles away. Is it there yet? It's not there yet, but it's close. I think that there's a lot of things I'm thinking about. But myself, Marty, we talk about this every morning. When this happens, imagine what lives are going to be changed. To some people that make $300 a year and pulling in all kind of income online automatically to their accounts and go out and take the struggle away. When you take stress and struggle out of someone's life, it improves their life immensely. And I can say that about Onpassive. It's going to take the struggle and stress out of your life. Now, we can't control health issues or getting sick, but really with Onpassive, when it all goes down, the threat of I can't go to the doctor, I can't afford it. I can't afford those medicines. take the stress and struggle away, because when Onpassive blows up here, goes viral, there's no ceiling in Onpassive. Your lives will be changed. People will be smiling. In this world today, we got wars going on that we don't understand. We got innocent people that are dying. We don't understand. We've got politicians that want to say things but not do things. And I'm not talking political. I'm just saying is what I've seen. My thing is, we need someone like Mufareh, who's done something and not nothing, and put himself in a position where he takes a lot of crap. All right. For not himself, for him. And he says many times, this is my name on it. It's my reputation. Let me go through that. Keep playing your connect, because I'm giving it to you. Keep doing what you normally do and let me complete this. But the thing is, it's never going to be completed because he keeps adding to it, adding to it. And every time he says, oh, we got this, or I see someone making a post about Onpassive trying to, or helping a company, or things get involved, all those little branches that are sticking out, they're all doing something for us. It's not me or just Marty. It's everyone. Mufareh does not want to be, listen, I'm going to break it down to you. Mufareh is a very successful man for what he did for the past 20, 30 years of his life. He built many, many things, and he created a really good life for himself. But again, he looked around and said, man, I don't need 100 houses. I don't need certain things, but it would be nice to know that I could find people that would help other people out. And I don't talk about Obless anymore, but I still think about it all the time. I'm waiting for him to hand me down what we're going to do. And what we're going to do with Obless, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, will change the world. Is it going to be hard and difficult? I believe with the plan he's got laid out, there'll always be challenges, but to get monetary to people that just lost everything, villages, homes, floods, tornadoes, whatever it is, that we're going to be there for each other. But see, it's not just Mufareh anymore. It's 1,400,000 plus that are willing and want to help people out. Mufareh many years ago said, I got to help people. Let's change it. And you know, when it comes to good change, there's always someone that's going to say, oh, come on. Go to work 30, 40 years, live 5 or 10 years and die. That's it. That's not it. God gave us life to enjoy it. We've created many things in our lives in this world that take a lot of the enjoyment away. One of them is healthcare. This is things that he's going to be working on, is working on. It's never going to stop because I believe Mufareh and his big old brain there has so many ideas, and you haven't heard. I heard a couple of them. I was blown away. Don't ask me to share because I won't. But if you see the excitement in me every day about what's coming your way, you'll understand why we get on here and we do this every day. We don't always have an update or something new, but we always know something's happening. And like Marty said, Ash has been real quiet. When he's not texting him or me, we know something's in the works. Okay? That's how I live when I wake up in the morning. Thank you, God. I know something great's coming my way. Thank you, God, because I need help with many things. I need family help. I need my friends in Onpassive that need help. But I just know, I know what's coming our way. And it keeps going and going. That's how I wake up in the morning. That's how I go to bed at night, and I sleep really good. I sleep a lot better. A lot of people, I'm so excited I can't sleep. I sleep great because I know the excitement is coming. But helping each other out right now is a big thing. Shining the light on other people is a huge thing. And I'm not talking about putting a flashlight on you. We're talking about, we want the world to hear what founders have gone through. We want to understand every language, every color, big and fat, sexy, ugly. We don't care. We want you to be heard. We want you to explain to the world what Onpassive is all about and what it's going to do for your life and why you got in this. Excitement. If you come across boring, well, you know, DeGarmo, I got in this a couple years ago and no. I like excitement. I like people that are alive, even when they're drowning right now. I've talked to many people who are drowning right now. Chris, I have faith in this company. I know what it's going to do for me. Right now, I'm barely swimming. I'm my head's up to here in water, but I know what's coming. I know what's coming. I know what's coming. This is why we do this every day. Do we talk about a lot of things? We do, but we always bring it back to Onpassive, what it's going to do for us. And I want you to think about that. Matter of fact, Chris has got an assignment for you today. I want you to think of one person in your lives that you know needs help, and I know you know a lot of, maybe it might be you, and start writing it down, talking about it. Make a post. I know my friend's in a lot of trouble. I know my girlfriend's in a lot of trouble. I know my husband needs help. I know my son needs help. These are things that you can write down and talk about. What you're talking about is the love of Onpassive and wanting to help people out, not just putting money in your bank account. But I want you to do that too. Don't think I'm saying that. I want you to live like there's no tomorrow. But I also want you to live and realize that what you were given here, and you were given it, I don't care what anyone says, they're going to say, oh, look at this guy. I'm thankful for Peter Shore for bringing Onpassive into my life. I found out, I took full ability to say, wow, this is really good. Never seen anything like that. Mufareh is not just a company and Onpassive. He's not just a normal guy. Haven't sat down with many CEOs in my life. As a matter of fact, I've never sat down with any CEOs but Mufareh. And what he has to tell me and all of us is, just give me a minute. Hold on. I almost got this. People are, people don't want him to succeed. But I already know he's going to succeed. That's what I keep in my brain. Stay positive. Let him do what he's supposed to do, and he'll get through it. He tells us not to worry about it. Keep playing with your OConnect. Teach people about OConnect, but go to onpassive.com and learn about everything else that's coming our way, because that's there. And talk about that. If you got nothing else to say, just talk about positiveness. But what do you want in your life? Who do you want to help? What's something that you really want in your life that's going to better you? Is it money? Is it helping? I know when I help people, my life blossoms. Do I want to see Eric Kessler cruising in that Corvette? Absolutely, I do. Do I want to see all of you get things that you've always wanted that you couldn't? Absolutely, I do. Do I want to feed every kid in the world that's starving right now? Absolutely, we do. And that's what you got to remember. That's what I got today. I want to wish everyone a happy birthday that has a birthday today. Prayers for me is the most important thing I can do every morning and every night and in the middle of the day. And every one of you are included in those prayers. I love every one of you. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Fantastic, 34 minutes. And Chris, that was very good. You know, people ask, how do you have so much to say? I'll tell you what. You know what makes it easy? When you focus on other people, you never run out of content. Think about that. I know some people struggle. I don't know what I'm going to do. But for me, there's no end. There's all of you. If we started today and did 100 people a day, it would take a long time to get through focusing on different people, finding out their qualities, finding out what they want to do. You know, that's why we want to shine on other people, because I think the other part of that is, so you know, if you come on and you say who you are, what you are, what you want, and people hear that, not only does it help you because you're saying it out loud in front of a lot of people, it makes you feel better. It definitely makes me feel good. But you start to focus on the possibilities of what you can have and what you deserve, because you deserve better. But you got to believe it first. You got to believe you deserve it. Uh, a lot of times, could I talk more about the products and get? I know about them. Okay, when I need to know, I know. But that's something you can do. What I want is people to know that you're more, or even for you to know that you're more than you think you are. And it's not because I'm some genius. I'm not. Far from it. I barely made it to school. I was one of the worst students on the planet. But I learned very young that people have things to offer. People are, and God doesn't make a mistake. We're all here for a reason. And I think I'm passive is my reason. What I'm doing now, this is my reason. People ask, what do you want to do? I cheated. Part of what I want to do, I'm doing right now. Part of I love doing this. I love, and I want to go to the next step. I like training. I like educating people. I like inspiring. But now I think it's time that you inspire. And even if you think you don't, you can't, you won't, it's not me, you're wrong. I'm going to prove you're wrong. If you come on alive, I'll prove that you're wrong. That you are bigger, better, know more, deserve it, smart, have something to say. And once you break through that shell, you're like a bamboo plant. It takes 5 years to come through the ground, but once it does, bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants in the world. 90 feet in 90 days or some crazy thing, no joke. That's Onpassive. That's you. Listen, you're already unique. You pre qualified yourself for shining the light on you. I'm going to tell you why. You pre qualified when you said yes to be a founder. Because I bet only 1 out of 10, maybe 1/10 of 1% out of 10 said yes. Why did you say yes? Why are you still here? Some people might say you're crazy. Some people might say you're insane. That's okay. I'd rather be crazy than insane and be around a bunch of people with good hearts, positive thinking. But now we got to go to the next step. And let's open up your chapter. We've done chapter 1 with Onpassive. We know where this is going. We don't know the final destination, but guess what? Every step of the way, when the bell goes off and we start to take off in this Onpassive rocket, it's going to get better and better and better. And the best way to enjoy that is know who you really are. Live to your potential. Because trust me, you'll live with Onpassive so much better when you find out who you really have and what your capabilities are. And I think you're going to be surprised of how much you can do, will do, and want to do. Just crack that shell. Just crack it a little bit. I believe that. And listen, the reason I believe it, I've done this all my life. When I traveled around, I had to train people in certain equipment. But while I was doing that, I found out people that were so shy, they're actually hiding behind people. And when I left that company or I left that place in Siberia, people there, to this day, their life has changed. It wasn't because of me. It's because I saw something in them and then they became something even more. And we can all do that. But I think the power of this company is doing that, lifting other people up above yourself. Anyway, So we're going to be doing them at 11 o'clock. Be ready for us to knock, knock, knock. We want you. Okay, so we have some names already. And like I said, if you're feeling froggy, leap. Okay, go see Chris, come see me, come see anybody here on the live. They all know us. Say, I'd like to be on one of those Shine the Light webinars. I'd love for that to happen. And we want to have them at 11 o'clock because that we have to have something at a certain time always so we can plan around it. Anyway, love all of you. And like I said, we'll be back and look. If anything happens or any news that you're seeing, whether it's in Egypt, whether it's in Dubai, whoever it's from, unless Mr. Mufareh said what it is and what it's about, then it concerns us directly. Or he will have a meeting, or he will put it in the back office as a pop-up. There's a lot of things going on daily that we're going to hear from Egypt. We're going to hear from Dubai. We're going to hear, but don't read any more into it than it's great news, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's for us founders. Maybe not directly. Indirectly, every time the company grows, indirectly, it's fantastic. But if it's directed to us, Mr. Mufareh, trust me, will tell us. He loves surprising people. He loves giving things to make us mind boggled. Anyway, thank you all, and we will see you tomorrow, probably tonight. Who knows? Who knows where we might pop